What's up and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing the top 5 most overpowered weapons inside of Borderlands 2. If you're not familiar with my top 5s here, I don't like wasting anybody's time. I'm just going to give you a quick criteria and we're going to hop straight into the list. The boxes these weapons need to check for me are 1. How easy is it to get? 2. How good is it? And 3. Is it an absolute must-have item? Is it an item that you're going to have to pick up on every single character no matter what, whether you're Axton or Gage? And with that, let's hop into the list. Coming in at our number 5 spot, we have a rocket launcher manufactured by Malawan. It is the Norfleet. Now, if you're not aware with the Norfleet, one of the reasons why I had to keep it at the number 5 spot is because unfortunately it is a little bit hard to obtain. You have 2 different sources, one of them being Vermivorous the Invincible, which is not a guaranteed spawn. If you didn't know, you're going to have to level up Varkids all the way up from a normal Varkid to an adult, a badass, a super badass, ultimate, and then finally Vermivorous the Invincible. Not only is this an incredible feat to pull off alone, it's just super rare. And then you have Hyperius the Invincible, which has an incredible amount of health. There are plenty of ways to easily defeat him though, you just need to look up the tips and tricks that are already on YouTube. He does have a decent learning curve, but once you figure out Hyperius, he's really not that bad at all. If you are going to farm Hyperius, watch out for some of his other items. He's got a big loot pool, tons of legendaries, and even Seraphs. The Taddler is very good. But enough about the source for the Norfleet, let's talk about the rocket launcher itself. While having some of the highest damage out of any rocket launcher in the game, the amount of projectiles the Norfleet shoots out per shot easily makes it the best rocket launcher in the game. Even though there are some other launchers in the game that can output just slightly higher DPS in terms of numbers, none of them overall are going to do as much damage or give you as much use as the Norfleet. Just watch me completely maul through enemies with complete ease. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to use this thing. If you're Salvador, you just click both sides of your mouse and watch things die. Not only that, but I'd say it's the best weapon to use for Pete's Bar if you guys are farming Torg tokens. I could rave all day about the Norfleet. What is there that you guys don't already know? It's a really damn good rocket launcher, and the only thing really keeping it this low on the list was simply just how hard it is to get. It is by a landslide the hardest legendary launcher to get in the game, but then again, rightfully so, because it easily trumps all the other launchers in the game. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the next one. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have a pistol manufactured by Malawan. This one is actually a quest item. It is the Grog Nozzle. If you are not aware, the Grog Nozzle is the quest item that you will get for picking up the mission, The Beard Makes the Man. This weapon is an exclusive to Tiny Tina's DLC, but who am I kidding? You already knew that. Because this thing is easily the best utility that you could get for your character. What I mean by that is it is not only the best item for healing inside of Borderlands. Its super high slag chance ranks it among some of the best items you can use to slag enemies in the game. I don't care who you are, I know that if you are playing in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, you have one of these on your character right now. Whether it's a copy of the item or the actual Grog Nozzle from the quest, there's not a single person who plays the late game of Borderlands 2 and doesn't have one of these on their character. I know I've said that twice already, but it is true. Sure, there are plenty of other Moxie weapons that can heal you plenty good, but for whatever reason we fall back on the Grog, not only for its super high chance to heal the player straight to full health, depending on the damage you do of course, but I think the Grog Nozzle has just become regularized inside of the community at this point. Some people like to say you're a scrub because you use the Grog Nozzle, but let's get real. The people who are shitting on people for using the Grog, use the Grog themselves. There's plenty of situations where you need the Grog Nozzle, especially during some raid bosses. And yes, I know you could make some of the other Moxie weapons work just as well as you can the Grog Nozzle, but for me, none of the Moxie items in the game come close to what the Grog Nozzle can do for you. Easily the best healing item in the game. There is really nothing more to say about it. It is something you are all going to want to have at some point or another on your character. Coming in at our number 3 spot, this one is our first sniper rifle on the list, and it is also manufactured by Malawan. It is the Pimpernel. While being another quest reward, that gives it some extra points, as you will always be able to achieve this weapon no matter what with 0 farming. Unlike the Norfleet or the next weapon that we're going to talk about, this one is guaranteed to you no matter what, as long as you have Captain Scarlet's DLC. If you do not have that DLC, unfortunately, this beast of a sniper is going to be locked off to you. which is very unfortunate for you Zero players. Most of you should have the DLCs by now though, right? And if you're playing Zero and you guys don't have any Pimpernels yet, you're going to want to grab one in just about every single element that you can. The reason why I say this is this thing is an absolute tank. And you'll see in my footage, I'm not even using Zero, I'm using the classic Ahab and Pimpernel trick. Even though you'll see in the footage, I'm not actually using the Ahab, I'm using Moxie's Creamer. And for any of you that like to do the Pimpernel and Ahab trick, here's a little tip from Hellfire himself. If you're asking me, the Creamer is actually just a little bit better than the Ahab in terms of the Pimpernel trick. The reason being is you could keep yourself healed a lot easier while doing massive damage. As you can see, I'm absolutely obliterating Terramorphous. And I'm going to try and show you guys some clips from 2 different kills here. But if I can't, just trust me, this thing is a f***ing beast. And for those of you who have used the Pimpernel and know how good it is, I'm sure you guys aren't complaining about this placement. I'd say it even outclasses the Lyuda, which is easily the best legendary sniper in the game. Don't get me wrong, the Lyuda can do some good damage, but not like the Pimpernel, man. The way the bullets split off and explode and just do extra damage, not even to mention the crazy critical hits on this thing. When I'm getting Terramorphous slagged in this footage and I'm hitting those shots with the Pimpernel, mixed in with all of Salvador's crazy ass skills going off, the poor Terramorphous, he just doesn't even stand a chance. Or maybe I should say she. Is Terramorphous a girl? Do we know? If you're asking me, it doesn't really matter. And on that note, let's go ahead and hop into our number 2 spot. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have a pistol manufactured by Torg. This one should be no surprise to you all. It is the Unkempt Herald. And I know a lot of you were probably expecting to see this thing in our number 1 spot. But in my opinion, there is just one more weapon that just barely beats it. The first thing I want to mention about the Unkempt Herald is it is the earliest item on this list that you can acquire. You can literally farm the Unkempt Herald like an hour and a half into your game. Another upside about the Unkempt Herald that doesn't get talked about enough is even the perfect Unkempt Herald, which is the double penetrating Unkempt Herald with the matching grip, of course, the Torg grip, may not be the best Herald for you, as especially on characters that are not Salvador, I feel like the double penetrating prefix eats up a lot of ammunition. So if you're playing on Maya, Axton, Krieg, or any of the other characters, I would just have to say that you may want to look out for an intense or hard prefix as well. Still try and look for that matching grip, but if you're in the early game, it really doesn't matter. You can get the worst parted Herald in the game, and that thing will damn near carry you to the warrior. I'm dead serious. The balancing of the Herald in the first 2 playthroughs is unreal. That thing completely obliterates and mauls everything. And sure, there's downsides, like it's not very good at long range because of the intense spread of the bullet pattern. But if you didn't know, you can get this weapon from Savage Lee. One spot is completely guaranteed and another one is not. If you're wondering how to know if you got the extra Savage Lee, you will see red dots on your minimap as soon as you spawn into the Three Horns Divide. So just watch out for those red dots as soon as you spawn into Three Horns Divide. If you don't see any enemies when you spawn, you can go ahead and hop your little happy ass into your car and drive on down to your guaranteed Savage Lee so you can pick up the Unkempt Herald and move on with your game. And with that, if you don't have an Unkempt Herald, what the hell are you doing? Who am I kidding? You all already have the damn Herald. Now, before I hop into our number 1 spot, I wanted to run down a couple honorable mentions really quickly. If this video was a top 6 instead of a top 5, I think the Sandhawk would have easily gotten my number 6 spot, followed by maybe the Interfacer. And the other items that I want to mention, I don't know where I would have ranked them if I did a top 10 or anything like that, but the Lasco is an OP-ass weapon, not only for early game, but even in UVHM, and it's a guaranteed spawn in that puddle. You really can't go wrong. And the last gun that I wanted to mention is the pre-patch conference call. While the conference call is still an overpowered ass weapon, even in today's game, the pre-patch conference call, especially mixed with the Beast Shield, was a crazy experience. If you guys were around for that, you know. And that's about it for our honorable mentions today. I want to ask you guys, what would you have put in your number 6 spot? AKA, what the hell did I forget? Let me know down in the comments below. And coming in at our number 1 spot, we have a pistol manufactured by Hyperion. It is the Lady Fist. Being another guaranteed mission item, if you turn Uncle Teddy into the right place, that being Hyperion, you will get this monster of a pistol known as the Lady Fist. And now, if you're wondering what makes this thing so damn good, is it the accuracy? Is it the damage? Well, yeah, those are a part of it, but what the hell, man? This thing has 800% critical hit damage. Just casually, right there on the weapon card. Meaning that if you were using Salvador, the gun that you were offhanding will also have 800% critical hit damage. That is just still insane to me, man. You know how many builds wouldn't even be a thing without the Lady Fist? Or like today in my footage, you'll see me doing weapon swaps with the Sandhawk while I'm using Axton. This method would not be possible without the Lady Fist. That insane critical hit damage helps out so much against so many different raid bosses. And every character can benefit in some way from having a Lady Fist. It's super easy to get, and it's one of the best read-only farms or dashboard farms that you can do. And for you console players, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Dashboard farming for mission items does suck, but if you're going to do it for any of the items on this list, the Lady Fist is the one to do it for. I would definitely try and get yourself a perfect variant of this thing, and even in all elements if you could. I know a lot of people's favorite is the Unkempt Herald, and a lot of people see it as the best pistol in the game, but when it comes to damage, when it comes to how easy is it to get, and overall use across all characters and builds, I would have to put the Lady Fist just a notch above. This thing can not only do mobbing, raid bosses, mini bosses, it's just an overall damn good weapon, and there's no reason that you shouldn't have one. And that is really all I've got for you guys today. I hope you all did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to smash a like on it and subscribe if you guys are new. And please follow me on Twitter. I'm going to start tweeting out more often and giving little sneak peeks and such to new videos coming out here on the channel. Please let me know what you guys want to see in the next top 5. I am always replying to you guys down there and checking out what you have to say. And keep your eyes peeled because I'll have another video coming to you guys on Monday. You know the grind never stops. We're just going to keep going. Let's keep growing this thing, people. I thank you all for watching this video in its entirety. I hope you did enjoy your stay. And with that, I will see you all in the next one.